Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Dynasty Wonderland podcast. That's right. Thank you for joining. Me, the Mad Chatter, Ryan MK, by my side as always, Mr. Aaron Stewart, the salary captain, the March Heron. And we're here to chat some Monday Night Football. And so, Mr. Aaron, how goes it, buddy?
Man, I am doing good. A good old Monday Night Football game. Delayed, of course. They did ruin it a little bit. I was like, man, I'm ready for some football. Let's end this Monday on the right note here. But, we still got a game. It's fun to watch. Like I say, this is what we get to do for a side job is watch football, talk about football.
Talk about football. Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Can't go wrong with it at all, my friends. So the Monday night game, like you said, delayed. But we got into it. Chargers came out firing, just firing. And slowed down a little bit in the second half. And, Raiders attempted a little bit of a comeback. But, Chargers offense, man. Whew. I love watching it. Although it was a big Austin Eckler show tonight, obviously. 117 yards rushing, 28 yards receiving, and a touchdown. 2 touchdowns total, 1 rushing, 1 receiving. Just killed it. And then other than that, Jared Cook was the leading receiver. Oddly enough, 6 for 70 and a touchdown. So there's a Jared Cook sighting. And Mike Williams, after the big game last week, not so much this week. So, there you go. Everybody was like, oh, fucking Mike Williams. Yeah, he can do that. He just not very consistently. And so that kind of continues. But, hey, man, it's a potent offense. Duke can spread it around. So you're going to have games like this. And, even Keenan Allen, 11 targets, 7 receptions, only 36 yards. So, kind of weird. But, hey, it's they're fun to watch, man. I'll say that much. And then I guess the only other thing I was going to mention about this is I love me some Bryan Edwards, but I feel like it's just not happening. And like Hunter Renfrow is really, if you look at it, really kind of the guy. I mean, he's the one getting the targets aside from Waller, and then they're pushing to get Ruggs involved, obviously first rounder. And it almost feels to me like Edwards is just kind of like, because Waller is such like the dominant guy there, like I don't even know if Edwards could become something unless Waller were hurt or something. You know what I mean? Because it almost feels like Waller has his role, and then they want to use Ruggs' speed, and then they have Renfrow. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So that was kind of my thoughts on the game. I really enjoy the Chargers, potent offense, but does like to spread it around, kind of like some of the teams we talked about yesterday, and then the whole Bryan Edwards thing. So sorry, I really meant to let you speak first. I don't know how I don't mean to be an ass. but it's good. I just went right into it. So those are my thoughts. You go. You rat-a-tat-tat, buddy.
I got some things to add. First off, with the Hunter Renfrow, I mean, it's not a fantasy play, but it was still really awesome. There was a punt return play that the Raiders were lined up. Renfrow was lined up to receive the punt. And all of a sudden, the Chargers punter did a fake punt pass that was almost completed and got knocked away by Renfrow. But the really impressive part on this was the Raiders only had 10 players lined up, including Renfrow. And they didn't have, would it be a gunner if it's on the punt return team? But the person that would be lined up opposite the gunner. And Renfrow saw that they only had 10 guys, and you could see, I forget which site this does, where you see the little dots with the names of the players and they're actually moving, and you see him moving before the play starts, where he's going from a punt return position where he is running towards the gunner because he sees this happening already and is able to make a tackle that allowed the pass to not be complete and force a turnover there. So
that's pretty awesome.
Such a smart freaking football play.
I know what play you're talking about. Didn't realize that was Renfrow.
It was Renfro.
I've had a lot going on today. Yeah, that's awesome.
Just nuts. Just a good like football player, and
that's awesome.
And you're right. Like this Raiders passing offense, like, there's two guys that are going to get theirs. Darren Waller, because of course, athletic freak tight end. Mm-hmm. Not really got to say anything else on that. Everyone knows Waller. And then Renfro that's Derek Carr's security blanket. Yeah. Always going to catch those short passes. And that touchdown he caught was also impressive. So he has definitely earned like the role that he has. I think Renfro, 8 targets. Yeah, 8 targets, yeah. Waller, 7. They combined for roughly half the targets in this game. That's about right. Like on a typical Raiders game. Yeah. Super annoying to see Josh Jacobs get 5 targets because he turned that into 17 yards.
Bryan Edwards had 4, but only caught 1.
And for 4 yards. And so you're right. Like Bryan Edwards is, it takes like the perfect matchup for you to play Bryan Edwards because there just isn't enough. There just isn't enough because Renfro and Waller are the 2 main guys there. Jacobs and the running backs, usually it's Drake invisible in this game. I think he had a 2-yard carry, but the running backs are usually going to catch a few passes, and Ruggs is definitely more involved. So, with Edwards, I don't know. Like it's depends on your league. If you have deep benches, sure. I mean, he's a high upside guy, but I don't know when you start him. Switching over to the Chargers, the offense, what I do like about an offense like this is they can beat you in so many ways. Like this game was primarily Austin Eckler, but also the tight ends. We didn't even mention Donald Parham did a Donald Parham thing where he got targeted in the red zone and he caught a touchdown. That's basically been his role for the past 2 seasons is get to the red zone, the 6'8" tight end, throw it up there. He can use the height that you can't teach football players. He came down with 1. The receivers, though, yeah, you're right. Like Williams and Keenan Allen combined for 8 catches and 47 yards. Ooh, rough. And I can't help but going into Monday Night Football, technically, Mike Williams was wide receiver 1 in points per game. It was like 25.8. Cooper Kupp was 25.7. Obviously, 1 catch for 11 yards. Right. That's going to drop.
Of course.
And he was one of the 5 receivers that was averaging 20 fantasy points per game. I think he's actually going to fall out of that because of the 1 catch for 11 yards. So now there's 4. Maybe Williams. If Williams makes it, it's like right at 20 points per game. And I mentioned that because it's not really for the game, but I was going through Player Profiler and I can't help but get this feeling like we've seen this before several times. Well, not several times. Like his performance this year is reminding me of Devontae Parker. Like his final, his big breakout season, year 5. Like this is year 5 for Mike Williams. And can it happen? Sure. But like Parker never got anywhere close to that year again. And I'm concerned because if I'm in a dynasty league and I got Mike Williams, I'm shopping him. Maybe not after this game. You're hoping that he has one of those other big performances again. Right. And then you can shop him. I don't want to keep him long term. Like I don't
even have him rostered. I don't think in any leagues.
I get the sinking feeling. Like he would have been a perfect like buy low in Dynasty. You can start him. He's putting up all this production, but quickly flipping him. This is Devontae Parker. This is Corey Davis. It's just those players can have the big breakout season, but they're not going to sustain it. If they were able to sustain it, they would have done it at a younger age. So Dynasty leagues, be wary of Mike Williams. And that's all I got for this one. Just fun game. And the Raiders are, I hate saying it, I've been hating on them, but they're not quite there yet. Some promising moments, something to build on. But yeah, people that were like top 10, no, they're not top 10 team yet. Not top 10.
No. And, I think when we talked about them, we started to say, hey, we got to start taking the Raiders for real. And they've got some productive fantasy options and blah, blah, blah. But, yes, no reason to get overexcited. and but the Chargers, man, they definitely look like they're going to be in contention to the end. So we'll see how it goes. But all right, so Monday night's out the way. Week 4 officially in the books. We move on to week 5, and to start week 5 on Thursday night, we have another Los Angeles team, the Rams, taking on the Seahawks, in which, what a fun division. We talked about this yesterday, the NFC West, the wild, wild West. And I'm kind of excited for this one, obviously, because this should be another good primetime game. And while I think, most tend to, including myself, I fall into this, tend to think the Rams have, a pretty good defense because they have Aaron Rodgers and stuff like that. I mean, it shouldn't have been that surprising that the Cardinals had success again. I mean, the Bucks had success against them. So, I just feel like, they had a rough game offensively, but I feel like it'll be a bounce back. The Seahawks are trying to keep their momentum going so they don't fall too far down in the division. And so I feel like this could be another high scoring affair. Because we know the Seahawks don't have a defense really. So the Rams are going to they're going to be pissed. All right, let's go put up some points in Seattle. And I think we're going to have a high scoring affair. As mentioned yesterday, Russell just not off to that MVP type of season that we thought might happen. Specifically me. It's more someone else in the division. I'm Mr. Kyler Murray. Yes, that's right. But yeah, that's kind of, damn it, I did it again. I just went right to the game and started. Aaron, give me some of your thoughts.
Oh no, that you're all good, man. I think in looking at this game, I'm with you. I sit there and I go, these Thursday night games are so unpredictable because it's such a short week. Like both teams played the late Sunday games. So like Mondays, you're usually not practicing as a team. You're recovering, especially the fact that they both had later Sunday games. Neither one of them played the 12 p.m. game. And I am concerned because I'm like, man, these teams are going to be worn down. And that's going to be a problem for Seattle that was already struggling for defensive talent. And it's like, geez, you're worn down. And the Rams could probably get by with the fact that you got the two studs, Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey. The key thing for people to look at in this game is really monitor those practice reports, the players that have been practicing, the players that are banged up, because a few weeks ago we had it with Saquon Barkley where, it's just like, hey, if there's a player that's dealing with an injury, temper expectations. It's really freaking hard to prepare to play for a Sunday game where you are going to war. Like this is a gladiator sport that we all enjoy. There's a reason I'm not putting on pads. Like I'd get killed out there. So there are guys that are dealing with some injuries. I know Lockett had the week prior, what was it? Was it his ribs? He dealt with an injury, and
I should know. Quiet. Since I do the infirmary.
You do the infirmary.
I can't believe and remember. But yeah, I think it might have been ribs.
Right. And I am concerned with Seattle's lack of firepower because what's the status with Gerald Everett? Did he test positive for COVID, or was it just one of those precautions? I never know.
No, I believe he tested positive, if I remember right. Man. But he went to the COVID list. And he basically had really, I think, no chance of playing Sunday, but I think he could be back.
But if he tests positive for COVID, it's like even if he plays in this game, he hasn't even done anything this year. Better weeks are ahead, but I sit there and go, a Rams defense that already has Jalen Ramsey, that him alone can. Whoever they put him on, he can neutralize whoever they put him on. I'm with you. Like I don't see how Seattle, even with home field advantage, I don't see how they remain competitive. It is a divisional game. Those games are despise betting on these games.
Right.
I'm with you. Rams to win. Sorry, I went too long on this
one. And it's a hip injury for Tyler Lockett, by the way. He's got the hip injury, not the. But I'm with you. Or like I said, I'm going Rams here, but I feel like it is going to be high school because those divisional games are crazy, and I like Seattle. Just they have to find a way, and they've got the weapons on offense, and it's in Seattle. That place is fucking loud. That can make a difference. So absolutely. I do feel like Seattle's going to be able to hang in there, but I don't see that they're just I've talked about Russ before. Love the dude despite his goofiness. Would like to see this team do well, and I really thought they would this year. But their defense is just and like it's almost like there's an issue with their offense. I don't know. It's a very weird team. That's why I called our yesterday's pod "Weirdness Abound" because of all the times I said weird. Because to me, it has been kind of a weird season, and maybe it just is. To me, there's lots of weird things going on in the world, so it's like football is kind of weird too. But I don't know. Seattle being in the position they're in is kind of weird. Like, I just expected more. And so we'll see what they do here. They did, get the win last week. And just a couple of days ago, I should say. And so we'll see. We'll see how. But I'm excited because, again, like you said, division games, you never know what to expect. This shit's crazy. So I'm down. I am down. All right. Well, Mr. Aaron, before we get out of here, do you have anything else? Any final thoughts?
Well, always got to plug it. Make sure that if you're listening to the show, whether it's YouTube, whether it's podcast on any of the platforms, Spotify, Castbox, anywhere that you listen to your podcast, subscribe, follow, give a thumbs up, please. It helps. It helps. And sometimes, just for Ryan and I, it's just nice to see that. Sometimes there's some appreciation. We do this because we have fun, but you know what? It's a party. It's a tea party here, and also there's going to be some bonus content. Well, the continuation of what I did last week, and I think Ryan's also going to bring pod 2. We're going to do some solo pods, some short ones. I'm targeting about 10 minutes for another pod I'm going to do where I'm going to look at guys that I'm not going to give the obvious waiver wires. I'm hoping to dig a little deeper to go, okay, let's just say that you want to kind of add some depth to your team because guess what? Bye weeks are around the corner and injuries happen. And sometimes weird stuff happens like Tyson Williams just no longer a thing anymore. And you know what? It's never the top waiver claims. It's not really the Chuba Hubbard pickups that help. It's getting those guys, those under the radar guys that you can stash on your bench. And then they have their big breakout game and you're like, I've already got them before they become one of the top waiver guys. So hoping to have a quick little show for waiver wires on my end. I think you've also got a show that you're going to be looking at adding for the listeners too, right?
That's right. The infirmary. I remember, when did I mention it? I think I might have mentioned it last week. Didn't get around to it, but, just basically kind of a video form of the infirmary report, but not basically exactly what I will be writing about. So finding ways to make it a little bit different as well. But yes, I will have that coming in the next week or two, the infirmary report video version. So I'm excited to do that.
Love it. So that's going to get us up to 5 videos a week.
I know.
Of various links.
Crazy. We're crazy.
All for
We're mad,
audience.
You might say.
We're mad.
That is right. Okay. And I love the Monday shows because they're nice. Not that I don't like the other shows and chatting with you and talking with you, but it's also we are doing a lot. So it's nice to get a short show in there, especially when we both got other stuff to record. Speaking of extra pods, if you want to check out my non-sports pod, because I don't stick to sports, the Miscellaneous Debris podcast, check that shit out. Same place you find this one. So As of that, well, with that said, I should say, I don't even that. I want to blame the medicine, but I can't. I don't really think it's the medicine. I think I'm just fucking out of it from the. It's been just weird. I'll use that word again. Couple of days, but okay, we're moving on. We're getting the hell out of here. If I can remember, if I set the music up, there we go, people. Goodness gracious. Oh. Thanks, Madcaps. Appreciate y'all joining us on this lovely Monday. Hope y'all enjoyed the game. And good luck Thursday. Hope you have a good start to week 5. Enjoy Rams and Seahawks. And play them motherfuckers. Adios, Aaron. Madcaps. We'll chat with you next time. I'm topping out.
And